Arachne. There was once a young woman named Arachne who loved to weave and spin. She could take the roughest fleece and card it into a pile of wool as light and fluffy as a cloud. Her spindle seemed to whirl by itself, spinning the fibers, slipping through her fingers into a fine, even thread. When she wove, her shuttle danced across the loom. Arachne's work was highly prized. One king paid its weight in gold for a cloak she wove for him. He wrapped it around his shoulders, saying, "I could not have a finer mantle if Athena herself were to weave it for me." Arachne looked up from her loom. "Are you saying that Athena's work is better than mine? How do you know? When has anyone seen fabric woven by Athena?" "Athena is the goddess of wisdom," the king replied. "She taught humans how to weave, sew, and spin. She invented these arts. How could anyone surpass her?" "First does not mean best," Arachne answered. "I can weave and spin better than my mother, although I learned the art from her. If Athena's work is as good as everyone says, why do we never see it? Is she worried that it might not meet the test? Let Athena match her work against mine. That will prove who is the better weaver." The king hurried away, shocked by Arachne's words. An old woman sitting nearby shook her head. "Dear child, take back this foolish talk. It is wrong to speak disrespectfully of Athena. Your skill at the loom is unsurpassed among human beings. However, the power of the gods is beyond anything we can imagine. No one can challenge the gods and win." "That's what they want us to believe," Arachne said. "I am willing to match my skill against Athena's. Let the world see who is best. Let her take up my challenge, if she is not afraid." "She is not afraid." The old woman rose to her feet. She threw off her ragged coat. Athena stood before Arachne in all her glory. She waved her spear. 2 looms magically appeared. "I accept your challenge," Athena said. "We will each weave a tapestry. A jury of gods and humans will judge who is the winner." Arachne and Athena sat down before their looms and set to work. Their fingers flew across the threads, filling their looms with brightly colored patterns. Athena chose the heavens as her theme. She wove the moon and the stars out of gold thread, set against a background of deep blue. The stars shimmered. The constellations seemed so lifelike that they appeared to move. Orion the hunter strode across the sky with his club over his shoulders. The stars in his belt gleamed brightly. Scorpio the scorpion raised his tail. Leo the lion opened his jaws and roared. Taurus the bull lowered his head to charge. Athena rested from her work. She glanced over her shoulder to see what Arachne had woven. Arachne chose the gods as her theme. She filled her tapestry with pictures of all the foolish and cruel deeds the gods had done. Here was Prometheus, chained to his rock with the vulture over his head. To his right was Ares, the god of war, rejoicing in slaughter. To his left was Aphrodite, being married to Hephaestus, the scorched and ugly god of the forge. Athena quivered with rage. Arachne's skill was almost equal to hers, but the girl's rudeness was inexcusable. Athena put down her shuttle. Turning to Arachne, she said, "You've proved your skill. I cannot allow this contest to continue, for it must never be said that a human defeated a god. If you agree, I will honor you with a gift." "What is it?" Arachne asked. "I will make you the greatest weaver who ever lived," Athena told her. "No one will surpass you. The threads you spin will be finer than silk and amazingly strong. In the early mornings, when the dew is wet on the grounds, your threads will sparkle with diamonds. You will never go hungry. Weaving will provide your food. You will pass your skill on to your daughters. They will all be great weavers down through the generations. All of this I promise. Do you accept?" "I do," Arachne said. Her eyes gleamed at the thought of receiving such a gift. "It is yours," said Athena. She touched Arachne's forehead with her shuttle. The young woman screamed as all the hair on her head came off, along with her nose and ears. 6 more eyes popped out on her forehead. 2 sets of arms and legs sprouted from her sides. She began to shrink until she became a tiny creature creeping on the ground. She climbed a tree and hung from a branch on a long, sticky thread that she spun from her own body. Arachne had become a spider. So Athena kept her promise, although not in the way that Arachne had imagined. Spiders are remarkable creatures. The threads that they spin are thinner than silk and incredibly strong. Spiders find their food in the juices that they suck from the insects caught in their webs. Morning dew on a spider web sparkles like diamonds in the sunlight. And Arachne's daughters, the world's spiders, are all great weavers, just like her.